Wild boars, weighing up to 300 pounds and armed with sharp tusks, have become a serious threat in many regions. These animals are known for their destructive behavior, tearing through pastures, damaging infrastructure, attacking livestock, and causing millions of dollars in losses annually. Traditional methods such as traps and fences often prove ineffective due to the boar's strength, intelligence, and determination. In some areas, the only effective strategy involves tracking them to their remote habitats, often dense swamps and grasslands, where trained hunting teams must confront them directly. These missions require precision, discipline, and the support of highly trained hunting dogs that serve as essential trackers and early warning systems. Certain swamp regions provide ideal shelter for wild boars due to their dense vegetation and abundant food sources. In these terrains, the tall grasses offer perfect concealment, making ambushes difficult to avoid. With well-coordinated efforts, hunting teams position themselves strategically, relying on canine units to detect movement within the brush. When wild boars are spotted, hunters often wait patiently, hidden and silent, before engaging. The animal's sudden charges and aggressive behavior can lead to tense confrontations, requiring quick reflexes and accurate shots. Surveillance using binoculars from elevated vantage points allows for the identification of herds foraging unaware on forest floors. Timed, well-placed shots are crucial to avoid scattering the group prematurely. In certain cases, individual boars emerge unexpectedly, prompting an immediate response. The difficult terrain adds to the challenge, with hunters navigating palm thickets, hills, and exposed fields while avoiding detection. In regions like Colorado, the wild boar population has increased rapidly, transforming these once wild animals into agricultural threats. No longer limited to remote forests, they now appear in farmlands, where they devastate crops and create widespread economic hardship. As a result, boar hunting has evolved from a recreational activity into a critical land management tool aimed at protecting crops, water sources, and livestock. Each hunting operation is carefully planned. The selection of weapons, the deployment of dogs, and the choice of terrain all contribute to the success of the mission. Freshly harvested fields, often rich in food remnants, attract boars but also offer little cover for hunters, increasing both opportunity and risk. In such open areas, the presence of a single hog can signal the arrival of an entire group, requiring hunters to act quickly and decisively. In hilly terrain, wild boar activity is often signaled by disturbed soil, broken branches, and fresh tracks. Elevated positions provide broader visibility and safer shooting angles. Wild boars, once spotted, move quickly, sometimes dashing downhill or into dense cover. Hunters must calculate trajectories carefully, ensuring both safety and precision in their responses. Flat, open land allows hunting dogs to operate more freely, efficiently tracking boars through scent. However, sparse vegetation increases the chance of detection, meaning hunters must remain completely still and silent. Despite their bulk, wild boars are highly alert and responsive to unfamiliar sights and sounds. Even the sound of a rustling leaf can cause them to flee. Close-range encounters are not uncommon. Wild boars have been observed charging out from dense cover at just a few meters, prompting rapid response from hunters. These moments, although brief, are intense and require absolute focus. Successful shots can neutralize the target within seconds, minimizing distress and disruption to the surrounding environment. Later stages of a hunt often shift to bushy perimeter areas, where ambush tactics are employed. Remaining motionless and alert, hunters watch for even the slightest movement. Timed shots at this stage are especially effective as the animals are often unaware of the human presence. Throughout such missions, hunters remain aware of the growing ecological impact of wild boars. Their expanding population presents a growing challenge not only in terms of agricultural damage, but also in threats to biodiversity and public safety. In response, coordinated efforts between local authorities and trained hunting teams are increasingly necessary to restore balance and protect rural livelihoods. These field operations are conducted with respect for the ecosystem, with an emphasis on precision and ethical wildlife management. While the dangers are real and the terrain unforgiving, the goal remains consistent: to safeguard the land, and ensure a sustainable future for those who depend on it. By late afternoon, a hunting team arrived at a swampy region bordering a cultivated field, an area well known for attracting crop-raiding wild boars. In preparation, bait had been strategically scattered to lure the animals from cover. Drawn by the potent scent, the wild boars began to emerge in increasing numbers. Every movement fell directly within the team's line of sight. From an elevated lookout post, one member adjusted his rifle with care, focused on his target, and executed a clean shot. The boar collapsed instantly. Elsewhere, within a nearby hunting blind, two other members remained patiently stationed with their equipment. After approximately 20 minutes, faint movement in the distance indicated the arrival of more boars. The team tracked them closely through their scopes, watching every subtle motion. When the animals let down their guard, a burst of precise gunfire ended the tense standoff. One boar dropped immediately, an ideal result after a long wait marked by stillness and anticipation. As dusk approached and preparations were made to depart, another group of wild boars was observed foraging in an open patch. The team responded swiftly, moving into position with rifles raised. Upon identifying a target, a brief sound was used to catch its attention. As it paused, a well-aimed shot followed. The bullet struck cleanly, and although the animal attempted to flee, it managed only a few unsteady steps before falling. Continuing as planned, the team returned to the hunting ground. In the distance, a shadow moved slowly through the tall grass. With steady hands and careful aim, a precise shot from long range brought another boar down instantly. Encouraged by this success, the group proceeded toward a nearby clearing in search of further sign. There, another group of wild boars appeared. Seizing the moment, a hunter advanced cautiously, avoiding noise. A single powerful shot followed, marking another effective outcome. Deep, muddy tracks confirmed recent activity. Foraging signs indicated that the boars were nearby, and moments later, one emerged from behind a tree, unaware of the danger. A calm, deliberate shot ensured a swift result. Various strategies are employed in wild boar management, including elevated ambushes from trees. In one instance, bait was laid beneath a perch to attract the animals. A lone boar approached, lured by the scent, and was met with a well-placed shot from above. The animal staggered briefly before falling to the ground, bringing the encounter to a successful close. Over the past 2 weeks, rural communities in certain regions of Turkey have reported repeated incidents of wild boars damaging crops and occasionally attacking livestock at night. Traditional deterrents failed to resolve the situation. In response, local residents collaborated with a professional hunting team to confront the growing threat. A coordinated ambush was planned, and shortly after assuming position, dark figures emerged in the distance. Startled by the first shot, a boar attempted to flee, crashing through dense underbrush. Several additional rounds were fired before it ultimately collapsed on the forest floor. With the first encounter concluded, the team adjusted their positions to track the remaining herd as it moved through rugged terrain. Despite the challenge of firing from long range, multiple targets were successfully neutralized through focused, accurate shooting. As the group advanced a short distance, another familiar silhouette appeared. When the animal emerged from the brush, a quick and clean shot followed. Not far from that position, another boar darted into view. A rifle was raised, and a shot was fired, though the first attempt missed. Fortunately, another team member positioned further downslope was ready and successfully brought the animal down. In another instance, the barking of hunting dogs led the team to a boar attempting to hide within dense vegetation. This particular animal proved elusive, slipping through narrow gaps and thick undergrowth. Despite multiple attempts, it evaded capture, leaving the hunters briefly frustrated. Determined to continue, the group pressed on through rocky trails, steadily ascending toward a mountain peak. Ahead, a herd of wild boars was spotted charging downhill. The team quickly repositioned, spreading out to block escape routes and intercept the fleeing animals.